Sir.
Hi everyone, welcome to Casual Watch Talk Sunday Social. Big welcome to all of the panel. Thanks everyone for joining. Well, should we kick it off with a wristwatch check? Colby, you're in the hot seat. Do you want to kick us off?
Sure. Well, I have an exciting one. One of the watches I've been more excited about than any in a long time. It's my new focus, the Geo Glashütte Original Panorama Panoramic Lunar. So not really focusing that well, but beautiful opaline dial, moon phase, big date, have that quintessential German dial layout. And then of course the movement in the back has that hand carved balance bridge. So really, really beautiful. I'm really loving it.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Is that almost a silver dial, Colby? You were saying you didn't like silver dials.
Well, it's to be honest, it's a little more silver than it appeared in the photos. So I think it's just white enough that that it's so cool that that's kind of overriding it for now. So we'll see how I feel in a month, but it's fair to point that out.
I love it. It looks great. It looks great. I love the moon phase and the two dials. It's great. Love it.
Yeah.
Thomas, welcome. What are you wearing?
I've got the Junior Johnson. It's the Seiko 5 GMT, Mick and Orange.
Beautiful.
Loving it. Absolutely great watch. Jubilee bracelet, really comfortable. Love it. Great watch.
Cool. Awesome. Mark, what are you wearing?
And I have the Christopher Ward C60 Limpston, which is the forged carbon dial, no date. Should be suitable for snow clearing operations later. And, I saw the Omega Speedmaster moon phases yesterday. But, those are very nice, but very expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
But it's two moons. You get the northern and southern hemisphere.
And the grey dial looks much better than the black dial version because you can actually see that it's a meteorite on the grey dial. But it's $17,000, so no.
Wow. That's a lot. Yeah.
Todd, Seiko Todd, what you're wearing?
Well, I'm going to go with my tradition again of Dos Watchos. So I have one I've been wearing most of the weekend is my Seiko 5 with the translucent dial, which is a pretty cool. It's coming in. Actually, the camera's working really well from this angle. And so this is the homage that Seiko did to itself, to its time sonar watches that it produced in the 70s. And this is my cool one, and I'm still working on the history of. So I found out more and more as I've done some So this just came back to me from a restorer named Tanner Morehouse in North Dakota, and he's an Omega expert. This is an Omega. It has a Omega pocket watch movement from 1933, 1930s roughly. And at some point, this case was made for it. It's a mono pusher chronograph that was part of what they would have done. If I can start it right there. There it goes, backwards to you, I guess. But stop and reset. But on the back, if you put this in Google Translate, it says property of the Czechoslovakian government. So it appears, and it has an Omega pin and buckle on it. So it appears that they made these in Poland, and I found out they also made these in Vietnam. They'd recase these pocket watch movements, but this one actually has an Omega. If you open this up, it's actually Omega signed. So the question is, who really made this? So I'm still doing research to find out, how this was created and that sort of thing. It's kind of a fun watch. It's a chugger, like old pocket watches. It's 18800, so it goes, but it's a pretty cool watch. I just don't wear that outside.
Is that military issue, do you reckon, Todd?
Yeah, I think this was a Czechoslovakian military issued watch.
Right.
The question is getting back to, did Omega make it for? Did they convert some of their own watches for the Czech military, or was it done by a third party? Probably. Don't know. I'm just still trying to do this research.
I love the monopusher.
The monopushers are fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, first off, Memovox, thank you so much for a very generous super chat. More Danish kroner. Thank you very much. Very generous. And I'll switch this annoying ticker off at the bottom, but please upvote. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Other Todd and I, Todd V, have been doing the audio podcast, so check that out on all your favorite audio platforms. It's on iTunes, it's on Spotify, it's on all of them. I think I'm even uploading it to YouTube, but on a different channel. So please subscribe to that as well. And if also become a channel member, I've been putting some content members only, and I'll start doing my members updates again. So if you want to help support the live stream and the work that we do here, please become a channel member. Right. Okay. Now I now can switch the ticker off. I am wearing, but I put it back on if I don't see many upvotes. I am wearing, well, this is more of a proof of life because I've not worn it, just to show that I've not sold it. If you're from the north of England, this is Bremont. If you're from the south, it's Bremont. This is the my Bremont GMT. Much loved, but a lot of flaws, but I still like it.
And you're also wearing your Watch Chris t-shirt.
I'm wearing my Watch Crit, yeah. The Gotham,
nice.
Gotham Watch Club. You know,
I need to get one.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Chris does sell them. I don't know if it's the link through his Instagram. I'll find a link and put it in the bottom today, in the bottom of the description. And and also a shout out to Russell from Mad Watch Collector, who's been doing a valiant effort on TikTok. I think he's been TikToking every day. It got briefly banned here in the US today, which we were just laughing about beforehand, because they definitely were very complimentary of Trump in the first one, to say that hopefully he'll turn it over, and then surprise, he did. Right. Oh, here you go. So, oh, sorry, I'm just reading some like ridiculous comment here. Okay. And Joe, just whoever commented, no, that isn't a $300 Christopher Ward that he's wearing. It's a lot more expensive than that. Okay. This week we are doing a 10K challenge because we're men of the people. So 10K is a mere snip to build a collection. I'm just gonna ban this tool before
I think the watches are exciting. I don't agree with that comment.
Exactly. Okay, so exactly. So he's been banned for being a tool. Okay. Let's start with we've each designed a watch collection, and the total was it had to be under 10K. The rules were that it all had to be new watches, so no pre-owned. And the reason we did that is just because pre-owned is variable. So all watches that if you wanted to build this collection, if you had a spare 10 grand lying around, if you wanted to build these collections, you could. So let's go through. Actually, I'll ask the panel, how should we do this? Should we go person by person, or should we do one from each as we go through? I don't know whether one person explaining the whole collection might work a little bit better. I know we don't normally do that. Or do you want to do one? I think
that'd work better, probably, I think.
Okay.
Go about each person's whole collection.
Yeah. Okay, so Colby, let's go with you first, and you talk us through your picks, and then your methodology behind this. So, are you ready to go? If you might be on mute. Yeah.
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay, so up first.
Well, there you go. You can get $20 off this one. So I chose 4 watches. The total, I cheated a little bit. The total value is about $10,300, but I felt I had to sneak in the last one. I guess I'll list them all, and then I'll come back to the first one, the Mark 20. So I have IWC Mark 20 coming in at $53.50 at Joma Shop.
Okay.
Christopher Ward Trident Lumiere coming in at $23.90 from Christopher Ward. The Formex Reef GMT coming in at $21.70 from Formex, and then the Erebus Ascent at $449. So we'll start with the IWC Mark 20. If you've heard me talk for the last couple weeks or the last few weeks, you'll know that this is my favorite watch of all time. I personally own one. This is the watch that I got married in. It's the watch that before that I proposed to my girlfriend in. I'll never sell it, unlike Sam.
Oh, that's I was just saying, minding me own business then.
So for me, this is close to a perfect watch. It has history. It has versatility. It's a great size for almost everyone at 40 millimeters, but still with a large dial. So it looks good on my 7.5-inch wrist. It would look good on probably a 6.5-inch wrist. The engineering I find to be great. I love the ease exchange system. I think it has one of the best micro adjust clasps in the industry. And to me, it's just, this is kind of your GATA watch. This is your all-rounder. You can wear it for any occasion. I think it would look equally as good in a tux or in a suit as it would with jeans and a t-shirt. So for me, I wanted to go with, I didn't want to have like 4 $2,000 watches or $2,000 or $3,000 watches. I wanted to start with one heavy hitter and then put in a few mid-tier watches around that. So that's the rationale behind the IWC Mark 20. If you're going to buy one watch, in my opinion, it should be this watch. This could be, I think, a really great one watch collection. So that's why I started with this.
Cool.
Lovely. Nice.
Yeah. What do we think of that? Anybody not like this as a pick? No, I think we're all.
I like it. I've always struggled with the Mark 15 just in terms of the cost, for what it appears to be. But I've been told that I really need to get one in the flesh and see how it's put together. Yeah,
I think there's no doubt that the retail prices were too high. They just lowered them by like $800 or $900 universally through Richemont. But I do think you get a lot of value. I mean, even the movement's really good. It's kind of semi in-house through Valflaurier. You get a 120-hour power reserve, but still the watch is only it's like 10.8 millimeters thick. So yeah.
How comfy is the bracelet on this, Colby? I mean, it reminds me of the Seamaster Professional 5-link bracelet, and also a bit Jubilee-esque. Is it comfy or?
It's incredibly comfortable. Each of the 5 links is chamfered, so there are no sharp edges whatsoever. Each link is completely individually articulated. And in fact, when you resize the bracelet, you have to assemble each individual link like a puzzle when you put it back together.
Oh, wow.
So it's really comfortable. It conforms to the wrist, and with that adjustable clasp, like you're going to get a perfect fit every time. And then, so I could go on and on about it. This is
super legible though, I think. Very legible.
Yeah. It's such a classic design for it. You know, there's no mistaking that's an IWC, is it, when you see that in person? Okay, your next pick was the Lumiere, which may or may not appear again on the list, but and you've actually, you liked it so much you've put a little Dive Watch 2024 sticker on there. So thank you for approving that.
Yeah, I give out those awards, believe it or not. So I wanted, like, in my collection as a whole, I wanted a variety of styles. I wanted a variety of dial colors. I wanted a variety of degrees of dressiness. This is definitely the most Thule watch on the list. So this is meant to be like that kind of Tudor Pelagos, that Thule diver. I actually picked this one, even though I've never personally handled it. I haven't seen it in person, but it just looks like such a great value to me with the movement and the lume. And I love the way that Christopher Ward does their bracelets. So I thought that would be a good choice to fill this slot.
Yeah, it's excellent. I've seen them in person. I know, Mark, you've seen them in person as well, haven't you? And Todd has seen one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And the grey is their most popular dial color in the Lumiere range too.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, and then next up is I'm going to get rid of all of this, except the cookies.
Yeah. Now, Sam, if you could click the bracelet option there, just so we can see it on the bracelet, because that's the only way I would get this.
Oh.
I used to have this watch. I kind of wish I still did. To me, this is one of the best value watches you can get. Excellent engineering, kind of like the IWC Mark 20. It has the quick release end links. It has an easy adjust clasp. It has a removable bezel. You can swap bezels and you can have a totally different look. Formex also makes the best rubber strap on the market with the best an easy adjust clasp for the rubber strap. So for me, this could be another one watch collection. You just get this and you're good to go any occasion. You're going to the gym, put it on the rubber strap. The mesh looks great too, a little bit more dressy. It's really thin. And I think it looks elegant and versatile. So this is the GMT. It's kind of another all-rounder, but I think it slots in nicely and definitely fits in the price bracket.
Yeah, I think we're all. I mean, I've seen one of these in person. They are awesome, and they did a lot of. They're known for their engineering, aren't they? So I know they did a lot of engineering work on getting that bezel to be replaceable. And it looks like I've not seen that mesh before, but it looks like they properly terminated it into a fitted end link, which looks really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and then your final one here is Erebus.
So I wanted a dress watch. I considered going the dress watch as the expensive one. I would actually put this on the J-style bracelet to make it kind of fit more in that dressy category. But I had one of these until recently. I mean, I would say this is maybe the best value watch you can get for the money. I don't know, maybe San Martin, or which we found out that Erebus has an interesting relationship with San Martin. But maybe San Martin or some of those other AliExpress brands give them a run for their money. But the finishing on this is great. It's thin, it's light, it's elegant. It has great AR, toolless micro adjust, quick release end links. It's really versatile, and I think you could use this as a dress watch.
Right, nice.
Yeah, I've not seen one of these in person, to be honest, so I can't really. But I mean, it has a lot of similarities to that GS44, doesn't it? And the Grand Seiko. There's a lot of Grand Seiko.
Yeah, and it's kind of a combination of the Citizen Chronomaster and the old Seiko Sarb. I think
it's certainly got Chronomaster vibes.
Yeah.
So, no, good picks. And that stoned out. Is it NH35 in this? Is it?
No, it's Miyota.
Oh,
it's
okay.
9015.
I like it a bit better then. Not that I don't like the NH35, but I think a watch that's Oh, okay. So it's the 9000 series of Miyota. That's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually quite like that. Awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's Colby, great picks. I might do Pete's at the end. Pete's in absentia, so I might do it. Let's go with if we got time, we'll do Pete at the end. Mark.
Okay, so having spent time with my marketing department in the last 2 weeks, I decided to pick a persona and try to go back to where I was 10 years ago, having graduated from mall Seikos and Citizens. And how would I start my collection? Kind of one a year for 5 years until I can step up to the big boys. And first of all, you need a G-Shock. You don't have to spend $6,000 on a G-Shock. You can spend as little as 15. I went for one that's pretty much like the G-Shock I have. It's tough solar, it's atomic time, it's got all the time zones. It'll last you. It'll last you for a very long time. It's not too expensive, and it's easy to use. So this is my gardening watch, or my sort of go around watch. But this is sort of underpins all the good stuff. You got to have a G-Shock for times when you don't want to wear something a little more fragile or a little more valuable, and this is a good compromise as a G-Shock.
Yeah, awesome.
So start off with the G-Shock.
Yeah, great
Get it out
one.
of the way.
Yeah, I tried not to do a G-Shock on mine, although I could have probably done an entire G-Shock collection. Next up,
Oh,
yeah,
Nautische Instrument Müller Glashütte. Everyone calls them Müller Glashütte for obvious reasons. And I wanted something dressy. I'm not a big fan of dress watches. This is not perhaps a conventional dress watch, but it's relatively small sized, apart from the Glashütte lugs, which are too long. It's got a beautiful blue dial. It's got a great moon phase. It doesn't look good on the bracelet, so I was able to save a few dollars by not picking the bracelet option. But on the leather strap, this could be your one and done dressy watch.
That looks beautiful, Mark.
It does.
Really does look beautiful.
I saw these at Wind Up last year and was quite taken with them. For a 39mm dial, it does require a much larger wrist because of the lug length, but they're in proportion. But as an alternative and a brand that I think needs more recognition, I'd be quite happy with this as my moon phase. This is a great dressy watch.
Yeah, really nice watch.
And it's unusual. You know, people don't know the brand. You might be kind of a little bit brave if you dove straight into a Müller Glashütte without knowing about them, but they're a good company and they make great watches. And I think as a dress watch, I think this is a great place to start.
Yeah.
Are they in-house movements? Are they, or they use it?
This
is later.
Yeah, they're modified, but yeah.
Awesome.
You don't notice that moon phase at first, do you? But it's really subtly placed, isn't it?
Yeah,
really neatly placed in a different position.
Yeah, there used to be a white dial version of it, but that seems to have died fairly quickly because, quite frankly, you only ever need this blue. And it's a gorgeous blue in real life too.
Oh, awesome. That's a great pick. Okay, next up. Let me just accept the cookies.
I like chronographs. I'd want a chronograph in my collection with our price range. Typically, an Omega would be out of reach, but I do like this Depencel Allure automatic chronograph. It's got a Celita 510 in it. It's nothing clever. It's nothing unusual. It's not trying to be anything other than a good, solid 3-sub-dial chronograph. And they do a very good job. They make some interesting designs. And this is the one I thought I'd be happy to wear that as a chronograph. I mean, I like chronographs anyway, but I'd be happy to have this as a chronograph.
It's got some interesting vibes, hasn't it? A bit of
it comes in a different colors. It's got a date. I mean, it's in a silly place, but it's got a date. I can't see. You know, I'd be happy to wear this one.
Awesome.
It's the blue.
Yeah, great pick there. Great pick. Okay. Oh, more cookies. Going to be filled up on cookies.
I do like it. You know, if I'm building a collection, I want to have a GMT. I kind of cheated because this is one that I have in my own collection now, but it's still a damn good watch. If you've got the wrist for it, it's 44mm. So you do have to have the wrist for it, but chances of me ever getting a GMT Pepsi ain't going to happen from the Crown. And if you've got this, you don't need it. So 80-hour power reserve. It's a Traveler GMT. It looks a lot more refined, but like I said, it's 44mm diameter. You have to have the wrist for it.
Wow.
Awesome. You know, and if I'd wanted to cheat, I'd have taken the 20% off that you walk into a jewelry store, you'll be given 20% off. But I decided to be ethical and not try and hide the price. So I mean, it says, you know, $14.60. You won't pay that. You'll pay less.
Yeah. Todd, haven't you got a vintage Mido?
I don't have a vintage. Wait, I think real quick. Nope, I don't have one.
Oh yeah, I forget somebody's got one that's got like is it a Hoyer? Somebody's got one that's got like a decent movement in it, haven't they?
To answer Robert Coleman's question, I think it's either 49.8 or 50. It's not 50 plus, but it's getting up there. Yeah, it's right on the limit of what I'm comfortable wearing anyway.
Oh, awesome, cool, great pick. And then you've got you've got two more as well. Okay, you're really packing out the collection, which is cool, isn't it?
You gave me a $10,000 budget.
Yeah, I've got this many. I think
if I was paying New Jersey sales tax, this wouldn't be on the list because $800 is the sales tax on 10 grand's worth of watches, give or take. I do like a solar watch, and I keep seeing this, and I keep seeing this on Joma Shop, and I keep thinking, should I really do it? Should I really do it? Junghans, another brand that makes a vast array of watches that you never hear about. From the Meister Singer to this funky quartz watch. I don't know that it would be worth its original price of $1,200, but as a modern go anywhere travel watch, I like that kind of clean modern design, and you might never go on from it. You might just go keep it because that you could wear anytime, anywhere really.
What's the digital display showing?
It's odd enough to say it's not a normal watch. You have a sort of LCD date.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's got like a full stop, hasn't it? There, which is weird.
Yeah,
the other day.
And that's part of what makes it intriguing.
Yeah.
It's not your normal watch.
And the buttons are like extremely recessed, aren't they? I mean, do you get a special tool or something?
I've got no idea because I haven't bought one yet. Oh, I said yet. I'm not supposed to be buying watches this early in the
year. Oh dear. Okay, and then your final.
And the final one.
Yay.
My budget didn't allow me to have the bracelet. My budget did allow me to have the strap.
Okay.
So if I bought it on the bracelet and I went for the black and orange one, black and orange strap, that brought my budget down around to 9,732, and with the bracelet, it would have taken me over 10. So, but all those watches for $9,732, and you don't have to buy them all at once. And you've covered sporty, you've covered GMT, you've got dress, you've got modern. I'm not sure I could bring my collection down to this, but if I was starting again, I think that's a good picture of where my collection would look today.
Yeah, that's a great variety, isn't it? A really great variety. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so next up on the block is Todd.
Oh.
First up.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Let's do the first. So I'm like Mark. If it was my collection, 80% are chronos. That's just the way I am. But I was trying to balance this out, and I was trying to do it without repeating a manufacturer, because it'd be kind of like I'm into Seiko. You could do a lot of this, just all Seikos in different types. But this is so the white dial regular Speedmaster moon watch is very expensive. But you can kind of get the same vibe here with the Speedmaster Racing. It's got the column wheel. It's the coaxial movement in it. It's I think it's very handsome. I like the thinner bezel, tacky bezel on the outside. And there's different, you can get different versions, like a reverse panda there. You got the regular old white dial here. It's got the classic Speedmaster case back. Comes on the bracelet. I'm a big fan of Omega's bracelets. I know they're probably not as good as Rolex, but especially the new ones, I'm a big fan of those. And so you get all this at Joma Shop for right now $3,000. I mean, that's for Omega chronograph. It's 42 inches. Kind of a standard moon watch size. It's got the twisted lugs, I believe, on it. Anyhow, I'm a big fan of. I don't have one of these, but I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah, I think as racings go, that's a couple of generations old, but
it might
shows
be.
How long just shows how long Omega chronographs
it doesn't have the oval. It doesn't have the oval subdials on the 3 and 9. You're right. I think you're right. Now I hadn't realized that, which begs the question, Mark. Yeah, where did this come from?
Yeah.
These aren't coaxial either, are they? These are.
Yeah, that should be a coaxial. I believe. I might be wrong. What's it
No,
say? It just says
I'm
automatic. Oh, it says automatic, so that makes it a coaxial.
Not
from Omega,
necessarily.
Right? No?
If that's before 2014, it ain't.
Oh, it can't be that old.
It could be.
It's the ETA 77.
It's at
Oh
least
my
50, it's at least
God.
11 years old. That one, yeah.
I had no idea it was that
Wow. So
old.
this is really is like a new old stock.
Oh,
now.
that is
Yeah, this is
new.
NOS. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
it says
man,
pre-owned there.
Oh,
shoot! That's why. My
cheated.
bad. I
Todd,
cheated. I
This
didn't know
one,
that.
this one isn't though. 3,340. This isn't pre-owned. but
Yeah,
it's
I'm
more
looking at
expensive.
the one on mine is new. It says new.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I looked at it and I thought, is Todd cheating? And then it said condition new. So, okay.
Yeah.
So
That
new
must
old
be-
stock, if nothing else.
Yeah, new old stock. The date's at 6 o'clock, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh.
Very nice.
Interesting.
Nice alternative.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a nice alternative, and you still get
And
the
then you
Omega fit and finish.
You went with the watch that I probably or this line of watches. I don't
Yeah.
think-
So I'm a big Hamilton fan too, and I don't think anyone does a field watch better than they do without really going up to like IWC price. And the Murph, I think, is a really, really great rendition of the classic Hamilton field watch. You can look at the case; it's got the big crown, it's got the cathedral hands, so it's like an alpinist. So you could like go like a Seiko alpinist or maybe this hammy. But for $765 on Joma Shop, on the leather strap is great. You can dress these up. You can put all kinds of straps on them. You could put a metal bracelet on them if you want to. I think they're just fantastic watches. They're pretty indestructible. It's got I think the equivalent of the Powermatic 80 in it. So it's got the 70 hours of power reserve. It ticks at 25.5, so it's a little slower, but who cares? It's a field watch. You could dress it up. It's kind of dressy now with that leather strap on it, so you could almost get away with wearing this, with anything but a tux or something. But I just like the versatility of field watches. I think they're great. And this is the 42, I believe, and you can, of course, get the smaller one. The problem with Hamiltons is that their lug-to-lug is pretty large, pretty long, but I think the 39 might be better for a lot of people. Anyhow, I had to put the trusty Hamilton in there somewhere.
Yeah, Michael's asking us, isn't Joma Shop grey market? Didn't you hear? Yeah, it's just new watches, just however you can get them, just not pre-owned. Where because we were thinking if you did want to build the collection, at least have watches that are new that you've got access to. Whereas pre-owned, if they're all pre-owned, it might just be only that one that's available.
Right, and they give you a warranty for what it's worth, and it's reasonable. It's like sort of it's new, so it counts.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I totally agree. Okay, and then next up, you had to put everyone.
I had to put a Seiko there. So these dials, this is that ice blue dial for the Marine Master. Marine Master is just, I think, one of the best dive watches you can get. Period. Whether or not the professional ones is the Pro Specs. This is the 200-meter one. I just love the dial. The classic kind of case that Seiko uses for these. You can't go wrong with a Marine Master. The movements are very robust, and the fit and finish is excellent. Sometimes some of these have the Grand Seiko movements too. I don't believe that this one does, but the SJ099. But
this was the one that was a bit controversial, wasn't it? Because this was a complete redesign of the case, wasn't it, from the traditional Marine Master case that had more like a Tano like monoblock case sort of.
Yeah, the monoblock SL, I forgot 001. I forgot the designation for some of the more modern ones. Yeah, so this is a little bit different. If you want the full blown Marine Master, it's going to cost you more money. But any Marine Master is pretty good. And those Marine Masters, I think, are the full 300-meter divers. The other ones, but a dial, I love this dial. Just a spectacular work, and of course it's got that funky date at 4:30, but I don't mind those at all.
Yeah, I've never seen this in person. Has anyone seen this one in the flesh, in the metal?
I've seen one similar before at a Seiko, but I don't think I've actually had this one. There's so many versions; it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, I've never seen this one. Cool. Okay. Longines. Next
Put
one.
Longines in there. I love their heritage collection. This is the master collection. There's a lot of good things I think Longines does. This is the salmon dial with the small seconds, Breguet numerals. Just a really, really, to me, just a exquisite watch. This is Longines price, so it's $2,500. Which you could probably get for cheaper some places. So sometimes I went to Seiko for their one, for the Marine Master. I went to Longines website for this one. It's just a really elegant, to me, dress watch.
Awesome. Great pick.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I considered something from the Master Collection, one of the moon phases out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great collection.
Yeah, it is. And Longines is pretty cool too, because a lot of times you get unique movements from the Swatch company. So you can't get, it's probably got a silicon balance spring and so other things in it that are unique to their movements. So it's pretty nice horology for the price, especially.
Yeah. Cool.
That's lovely. I love the salmon dial.
Yes, I'm a nut, and it's patterned. It's not just a flat dial. Actually, if you zoom in,
Really?
you can see there's some almost like a
brushing.
Oh,
brushing,
yeah.
going on there. I mean, look at the detail of the small seconds, and it's just I think they just do a fantastic job for the money.
It looks a little bit like the Fears Brunswick salmon
I was
dial.
just about to say that, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost
Reminds
put
me of a Fears.
Yeah. But the money was
Beautiful.
too much.
Cool.
Lovely one. And last one to honor Mark at Long Island Watch. I had a few bucks left. So this gets me to, I think, 9,800 and change. Is if you, like Mark said earlier, GMT. So let's put a GMT on here. And here's the Islander GMT. It's got a Miyota movement, which is nice. $400 on a bracelet. With I think really good color combinations. You can choose a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, that's
Mark's done
probably
really
the most.
good job.
That's probably the most affordable that I've seen with the 9075 in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting close, Sam. Yeah.
So Seiko 5 GMT, which is a nice watch too, but you're not getting the same. This is a much better movement for the money. Than 4R or whatever the 24-hour version of that is. But yeah, so wanted to give Mark a tip of the hat here.
The NH34, is it, or something?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, great picks. Any
Great
comments
picks.
on that? Yeah, I think you did a good job there.
Great.
That was awesome.
Can you just pull up BS's comment? He's done a little collection.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's move out of the way.
Rolex OP 36.
So, here we go.
No, just above that.
Here we go. Rolex AP 36. Okay, 6,200. Speedmaster Racing 3,350. Yeah, that's an all-round collection.
Yeah, if you can actually get the OP, if you're willing to wait for it, right? But that's a 36. You might not have to wait so long for that. I don't know.
No, I think the OPs are not too difficult.
Not too
But
bad.
he said in the comment below, get the OP in Tiffany and flip it.
Yeah, they don't make it anymore, do they? They as soon as that became popular, they canned it, didn't they? So that would technically have to be pre-owned, and that's not.
Yeah. And that would be outside our budget.
Yeah, outside the budget. Thomas, you're up next.
Thomas.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a bit older now in my age, and I thought
Never.
I'm getting a bit older, and
Right.
I've done steel sports watches to death, and I thought I need a dress watch.
This is a steel sports watch, Thomas.
It is. It's 90. If you go back to 1931, it's the original sports watch. Yeah, it is. But I thought I needed a dress watch. Castelfigliano leather strap, beautiful. Sorry, Colby, silver dial. But I love the Reverso. I just love it. It's an iconic watch. Uses a caliber 822 Jersey caliber. Beautiful watch. I could wear it to the office. I could wear it out to dinner. I could wear it out. I could wear it as a daily watch in the house. I could wear it as it would be the main watch of the collection, I think. Yeah, beautiful watch. It's a manual wind as well. It says it's 42 millimeters, but I believe that's lug to lug. So that will be quite big.
I was going to say, if you're getting older, do you want a watch with a smaller dial? Or do you have to have a magnifying glass to read it?
Good point. That's why I've got a collection. But I like the manual wind aspect of it. You know, communicating with your watch and you stay in touch with the watch and actually winding it every day or every couple of days. You know, not sure the power reserve. I think it's about 60 hours probably or so. But yeah, so that'd be my first pick. Spending most of the budget on a reverso.
Cool. Before we jump to your next one, we've got another Fraser Nash is saying my picks: Hanhart 417 flyback reverse Panda,
Lovely. Brilliant.
DWC Royal Navy diver, Tudor Black Bay Panda white dial, Hamilton Mer 42, which was one of yours, and then the Zin 104. Wow, God, you've got
great collection.
Wow, you can actually get that under 10. That's pretty good.
That's a great collection. I love the Hanhart.
I do too. I want to get a Hanhart eventually.
Yeah, the 417 ES is great.
I actually found in a box a Hanhart stopwatch that clearly came out of a laboratory. So I actually do have a Hanhart somewhere.
When they stopped making wristwatches for a while, they concentrated purely on stopwatches, didn't they?
Yeah, and it looks like a pocket watch, but it's actually a stopwatch.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, next up, Thomas, Longines.
Yeah, Longines Navigation Big Eyes, the caliber L.
It is another special one for long. I have this watch.
Oh no, that's the model. L688.
L688. That's it. Yeah, 41 mil. Yeah, it's a lovely watch. I love the big eye minute counter. Again, I didn't want to do all bracelets in this collection. I wanted some straps, so I thought there'd be a nice leather strap option for a chronograph. Not too many bracelets. It's a lovely watch. Nice retro vibes to it. Well, I don't know what to say, but you can probably say a bit more, Todd. You've got one.
Yeah. I have the titanium blue dial version, and
gorgeous.
Which is I love that watch. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's a great pick. Yeah, great pick. Okay, next up is
so you need a GMT as well. So I've got bases covered. I've got a dress watch. I've got a chronograph, and this is the GMT stroke sports watch. Yeah, diver sort of style watch. On a Jubilee bracelet, so it's really comfortable. It's only 50 meters water resistance, but I'm not swimming. When I go on holiday, I don't swim. I just need it to wash up and do a bit of gardening with or whatever. It's using a Seiko 4R34 movement.
That's it, the 4R34, I said an 8 didn't I?
It's a great GMT watch, highly legible, really fun, nice and colourful, adds a bit of colour to the collection. It's a great little watch. So
cool.
That's
if yours has only got 50, you might have a defective one because this one's got 100 meters.
Yeah, I think they're 100
meters. Right, 100 meters. 100 meters.
Which yours half price.
Again, you don't. I mean, after spending so long in the hobby, buying steel sports watches and a lot of divers, I've found that it's not necessary to spend a load of money on thousands of pounds or dollars on a diver. because you can get a really good diver for a budget price.
Yeah,
so you can get
those Seiko cases as well. I was on the podcast, which you should subscribe to. Todd and I were talking about the Seiko case, the way they machine them. They have like a warmth to them, as well as when they're on the wrist, they kind of really, I don't know, they just feel really organic almost. I like them.
Yeah.
So and then just before we do your last pick, which I think is a good one, Thomas, we got another Robert saying Seiko King Turtle, okay, Tudor FXD, G-Shock Square, Breitling Aerospace, and then the Casio calculator watch.
I love your FXT and Breitling Aerospace picks. They're brilliant watches. Brilliant watches.
Casio calculator watch.
Yeah, the calculator
that's
watch
such a classic. Yeah.
Yeah. You see a lot of those in the wild still, don't you? You think that people
Well, they still make them.
Yeah, they still, yeah. But I see a lot of people wearing them as well. You'd think they were very sort of like geekish. I had one when I was a kid, so they were very sort of like nerdy, weren't they? They were sort of.
It's Marty McFly from Back to the Future watch, isn't it? So.
I mean, I remember back in 1980 or 1981, if you were the kid that had the calculator watch, you were winning nerd prizes, but everyone was jealous.
Yeah, but it's come full circle now to them being really, really cool and like retro cool.
Although if you've ever actually tried to use one, they're unusable.
You have to have the little kids' fingers to do it.
Can't see the dial. I have the Seiko version. Always have it on my desk here.
Hang on. Let's do a sort. Yeah, let's do it.
This is super nice because this is all stainless, including the signed clasp on the back. It's heavy, and
the buttons
but you're
are
right.
raised.
I cannot see those numbers on that keyboard. I'd have to put my nose to it without glasses to be able to see it. But it's a cool watch. These are cool.
Maybe that's if watch collectors go to hell. That's you have to do everything.
That's right.
Watch.
That's right.
Oh dear. Cool. Thomas, you're bringing it home with
one more to finish off. Bit more colour in the collection. So not all black dials or silver dials, but this lovely yellow Citizen Seal. So can't believe the price on this. $212. It's amazing. Just amazing for an integrated bracelet watch, which is the rival to the PRX, I presume. Citizen's rival to the PRX. I think it's a great little watch. Love it. It's powered by a Miyota. They call it a Citizen caliber, but I presume it's a Miyota movement.
Where I got told I got a nice email from the team at Citizen that I work with when I mentioned that it was a Miyota in here. They say no, that it is a Citizen
right. Okay.
Movements in them.
Right. Okay. But I just love that dial. I mean, I really like the. It was who was it? I've forgotten who was who put the comment saying they'd want a Rolex OP. I really like the Rolex OP in yellow, but I mean this I'd be more than happy with as an equivalent replacement.
There's a lot of watch for the money. I've reviewed a couple of these when they had the painted dials, and it is a lot of watch for the money. It does feel really good in hand. It's got the right that just right bit of jangle to the President bracelet on there, which is cool.
We've got a couple of good collections from Sam D and Barasic time.
Yeah, couple of collections. Bring them up. Yeah.
Pull those up. So Sam D says Citizen Chronomaster. Yeah. Awesome. 4,000. And the Longines Big Eye. So we had that one. Oh, the Fairer. That would be a good one. Yeah. GMT. And the CW12. 1,300 for the 12.
That's got to be on the strap, not the bracelet.
Yeah. Okay. And then the G-Shock. Yeah, good collection.
Good collection, Sam.
That's
Jurassic Times coming in with the Longines flagship Heritage Moon Phase.
Ooh, nice.
Oris Diver 65. Formex Field. Brewcroft.
Don't know that one.
Brewcroft Element.
Bowcroft.
That one.
Bowcroft Element.
Bowcroft Element. Okay. Seiko 6105 reissue.
That's the what's it called? The Willard reissue.
Yeah, the Willard. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be a good all-rounder. Okay, then I will, in 10 minutes or less, speed run through mine. And actually, let's speed run through Pete's real quickly. So he had...
We'll make fun of him. That's fine.
Yeah, he had this Udoki...
Cheater. That's such a beautiful watch.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And then he had this one, Alexander Shorokov.
Okay.
That's wild.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's got
That's
two.
Pete for you.
Yeah. And then he's got the Mule Glashuta.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
classic design.
That rescues his taste quite considerably, the SAR.
Search and rescue, yeah. Search and rescue Muller glasses.
Awesome. Okay, let's speed run through mine. So my quartz diver was the Seiko. This is the new version of my solar quartz that I've got, and arguably I like these hands because they do look a little bit like the Tag Aqua Racer on there, the cheeky Tag Aqua Racer hands. This is from Sakura Watches, new 366. I think mine comes in just under. For my chronograph, I picked another Seiko. So this is the solar, the GPS solar, and I would actually buy this for myself, but I think it's a little bit expensive. I'll see if they come down, but I really like the look of this. And for my collection, if I was doing a chronograph, I would probably go quartz first before I went mechanical again. Really like that one. Okay, and then a tool watch. I added in this. I had this Unimatic. This is a GMT as well. Although I find the GMT a little bit weird. The GMT is at the top here. So if you see, it's like 12 minutes past 4 there. So there's 16 is the GMT hand. So I find it a little bit. It does correct itself. I mentioned in the intro that I mentioned in my review, it's quite hard to set it like that, but apparently it does orientate itself correctly. But this was a great watch. Yeah, one of my favorites that I reviewed last year. Then let's have a look. Next one. Yeah, this was my heavy hitter. My heavy hitter GMT. Breitling Avenger automatic. There was also a bracelet version of this as well, but it came in a little bit higher when I was trying to build out my collection. But this blue dial, this Joma Shop picture doesn't do it justice at all, but that flatness of the blue dial, I think Jason Watch Rolling has this, or he has I think it's this one with the GMT, but this is beautiful in person. I really like
the Avenger. I know that Pete's got the Night Mission GMT, the DLC one. But yeah, cracking watch the Avenger GMTs.
Yeah, I think this is great. This is coming in at just under $4,000. I think that $4,000 is actually quite competitive, isn't it? At the moment, it seems, because you've got a lot of the tags in there as well, and a lot of Breitlings around that price, which I think is good. Okay, then I had added in this the Venzianico Nerida. So I've reviewed two of these now. I reviewed the Aventurine dial, and then I've reviewed this titanium one. But I thought just to have something a little bit cheeky, like a dress diver, because this bezel is tungsten on it, and this one is the stone dial, which I think is, or is it a stone dial, or is it
lapis lazuli? Right? Is how you pronounce that? I forgot.
Yeah,
lapis lazuli. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you reckon? What did you reckon to the Aventurine? I mean, they look like really nice dials. Really nice dials.
They do two. They do a dateless and a dated one. What makes these great is that the bezel is tungsten as well. The insert is tungsten, so it doesn't scratch. I really like. I think they're great value for money. The only thing that is just the hands aren't as these make them look very silver. They are silver, but there's not. They could be slightly thicker, I think, the hands, but that's literally my only complaint. And also, it's like a generic looking case, but they wear really well. Colby, you had one of these, or you were thinking of buying one?
Yeah. No, I had one for a while. A great build quality, and I had the Tungsteno with the tungsten bezel too. I had the blue dial one, and I thought the dial was really beautiful.
Yeah, and they do a series. They do GMTs as well, which I wonder if they're using the. Oh, they're using a soprod in those. I haven't had a watch yet with a soprod movement in. Has anybody else had one? No.
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
But it's the one you're showing there is, sort of. I could seriously think about buying one of those.
Yeah. They're really good build quality. I mean, they're designed in Italy, and I think it's two Italian brothers. It is two. I know it's two Italian brothers that started it. The watches I think are made in. They're not made in Italy. That maybe there's some final assembly done there, but they sort of take, as with most of these, they're amalgamation of parts from different parts of the world. But yeah, I like the stone dial. This tungsten as well was beautiful. Okay, and then. Rounding out the end of my collection is for my dress watch is the Canton by Jack Mason. Reason I picked this,
nice.
Yeah, I've reviewed. They loaned me one in, which was the Sage dial, but this is using that Le Jour Perret movement in there. So this is their first Swiss-made watch that they've had. This is the one that I reviewed with the Sage dial. I did like the Sage dial, but I think it might be, if I was buying one, I might go with the black actually. But they're real step up in quality for them. I mean, they're good quality anyway, the Jack Masons, but this was really something special. It's their 10-year anniversary as well this year. But
what's the price on that? I couldn't quite read it.
$1,299.
Okay.
So Le Jour Perret, it's got a lot of that. I asked him whether it was sort of based on the Aquaterra, but he actually, Peter that runs Jack Mason, he said there's actually a lot of inspiration from vintage cars. So there's actually quite a good explanation of how he's taken some lines off vintage cars and stuff. But yeah, real solid dress watch. I suppose it's not far off the look of that Erebus, is it really? But this is very thin because it's using that Le Jour Perret.
It's this or Christopher Ward's Sealander.
Yes.
Although it's a little more sophisticated, it's slightly dressier than a Sealander, I think.
Yeah.
The indices are smaller.
Yeah, I could have done all Christopher Wards for this, but I thought that would have been a bit too on the nose. But yeah, that would have been actually that Christopher Ward, the Dragonfly GMT, would have been another one that I would have swapped in here. I love those Christopher Ward.
It would have been interesting to do a British Watchmakers Day $10,000 one.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a Roger Smith, but you'd get a Fears.
You would get a Fears, yeah. Because I mean, that was the tricky thing with this, wasn't it? That a lot of watches are like 10 grand, and you're all you've got a watch for life, haven't you? Because I don't know how much the no date sub is. Is the no date sub still under 10 grand?
Just, I think.
Yeah. 9,000.
I mean, Eric Grimes is saying Zinn's not getting much love today. I mean, that's a good point. But Fraser Nash did pick the Zinn 104. But I must say, Zinn are a great value for money brand, and they do some great watches.
Yeah, do you know what? I've always thought that Zinn's problem in the US is that they're single-threaded in the way that they sell them. They only go, I don't know if this is still the case, but they only used to sell them through watch buys, didn't you? And the only way you could actually see one in person was that watch buys would go around to like a hotel, wouldn't they? And they'd set everything up and go. So you can't, they're not easy to get hold of in the US because I don't recall them. Mark, they're not at Wind Up or Watch Time. What is it?
I don't recall them. I know Damasco was at last year's Wind Up, which was a surprise and a pleasant surprise. I don't recall Zinn. I mean, they're just not typically on my radar because they're hard to see. They're hard to get. If I was in Europe, much easier to see. But they're kind of hard to handle and get a lot of close-up time with in the US.
Sure.
Yeah, I went to a Zinn. The only Zinn store I ever saw was one in Tokyo, and I went in there, and I was thinking, because the the dollar is still strong against the yen. And I was like, oh, this might be the time to get a Zin. But they were way more expensive than retail there when you did the yen conversion. They were like $500 minimum more on the RRP than what you could just get them from Watch Buys, or if you were buying them direct. They're just hard to see. I have been to one of those Watch Buys events. They're very well organized, and I've seen a lot of Zins. They are awesome in person, but there's just so much, isn't there? It's like there's nothing that's really grabbed me. I still think it's hilarious that their website is like not changed since the late 90s. It's the same. That's the other problem as well. Like their web, I don't know if. Let's have a look on Zin's website.
Yeah, they've got a pretty terrible website. You're right there.
You can't get any idea really of what even the. Oh, that's interesting. The web, I'm getting just errored out on the website. Here, have they? Actually, I think they might have updated the website a bit. There's some like large images on there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Which is interesting, isn't it? Actually, maybe they have.
They revamped it.
Yeah, this is a revolutionary, isn't it? They definitely have revamped it. Yeah.
But you still need to go to Watch Buys to buy them, and that website is definitely stuck in 1997.
Yeah. Yeah, look, purchasing Zin watch online can be a complicated task. If you conduct a search for Zin watches in the search engine, you'll come across numerous websites calling. Yeah, even they're admitting on their own website that it's complicated to buy them. Yeah, wow. Here's Watch Buys. Yeah, they're hand heart dealers, aren't they? This is the main in the US anyway. This is the main way that you can buy them, and it's it's one of those things. I wish they would reduce the friction when buying them, because I know people who like sometimes you have to pre-order them from Watch Buys and stuff. But anyway,
right.
But yeah, anyone that I've ever known that's owned a Zin has loved it. So, but yeah, excellent. Okay, well there we go. Yeah, there we go. That's our collections for 10K. If you missed it and you're watching this on repeat, definitely let us know in the comment section down below whether you agree with our picks, or put your own picks in there. And yes, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah, and we'll see you next time on Casual Watch Talk. Thanks, everyone.
Take care, everyone. See you soon.
See you.